year. What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Eli the Rebel. Welcome back to the NCAA Coaching Carousel Dynasty here on the channel. If you haven't seen last week's episode, we're gonna recap it very quickly. So click the iCard above, top right corner. So the results of the game. We have one sim game to go over after these two. UCF actually won for the first time on this channel, 36-30. It was a very, very close game. It came down to one play. But Albert Peterson redeemed himself against Clemson in Death Valley of all places, winning 40-26. 20 for 36 through the air, 313 yards, 17 carries, 102 yards with 4 total touchdowns. 3 in the air, 1 on the ground, 0 interceptions. That's the first time I've ever done that, like, probably ever. So hopefully I can duplicate that performance again in this episode today. And last but certainly not least, we simmed the Pittsburgh game, won 31-14. Albert Peterson put on another clinic, 22 for 40, 318 yards, 3 touchdowns, 8 carries for 38 yards on top of it. But today, we have a doubleheader. So first we're going to go to Morgantown and play West Virginia, number 5 West Virginia to be exact. This is actually going to be the first year without Tavon Austin, not the second. I just simmed the West Virginia game last season simply because I thought Tavon Austin graduated already. But turns out he was on the roster. Looking back on it, like rewatching the, past, the save videos from last season, Tavon Austin was on the roster for them last season. So this is actually the first year that West Virginia will not have Tavon Austin in the backfield. And it looks like they didn't miss a step, as they're ranked number 4 in the nation in rush offense going into this game, which is very nice. And then we have a home game versus Utah, to round out today's episode. Once upon a time, I think it's 2 seasons ago, so not last season, but the season before, Utah made it to the national championship. So we'll see if they're still an elite program. It looks like they still have the best total defense in the nation, also the best pass defense. So that's going to be a lot of fun to challenge. So we have 5 players ready to take visits. We had some, go visit, planning on visiting when we play Utah, but that wasn't the case. I was able to move some strings around. So the 5 players that are going to be visiting Rutgers, which you will see next episode: Terrence Alexander, outside linebacker from Downey, California, 5'11", 212. He's going to be visiting versus Rutgers. Jason Jenkins, 6'4", 195, wide receiver from Oakwood, Ohio, is player number 2. Player number 3 is Steve Bates, offensive tackle, 6'6", 292 from Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Player number 4 is Quentin Salas. Wait, so it's only 4 players? I thought we had like 8 total. Okay, so it's only 4 players. Quentin Salas is a free safety from Warrington, Florida, 5'11", 215. I'm going to go hop into some game prep right now, and then post-comp Eli will take it from the coin toss, man. So we're here in Morgantown, and because we're the away team, we decided to select tails for the coin toss. We lose said coin toss. However, West Virginia decides to get ball first, which is great for us. And on USF's first possession, after a couple first downs from West Virginia, they stall out the drive. But we end up getting points on our first possession on offense, as Albert Peterson just finds wide open Elgin Watkins for the touchdown here. We'll take another look at it one more time. Scrambles left, finds Elgin Watkins on a corner route, and Elgin will pretty much do the rest right there. That's 7-0 for the Bulls to start this one. This is West Virginia's second drive of the game. A handoff to the halfback. He tries to juke in the gap, but he ends up fumbling the ball. Joe Evans forced that fumble. And
Following that turnover, it's a 1st and 10, ball on the 33-yard line. Peterson scrambling left again. This time finds Joe Beard on a wheel route. Touchdown USF. It is now 14-0 after that one. Literally the first play of the second quarter. Ball's on the 33-yard line. It's a 2nd and 6 left hash. West Virginia in the gun with Brown, who fumbled earlier, on the left of the quarterback. And look at this dot. Look at this absolute laser. Unfortunately for West Virginia, they did not do much after this long pass play, so they only had to settle for 3. USF's first real possession in the second quarter ends up being a complete dud as Albert Peterson throws an interception, finally makes the tackle before the corner tries to take that one to the house. And trying not to spoil anything, this is actually the first of many interceptions that Albert Peterson will end up throwing in this game. In typical NCAA fashion, you know the CPU is going to turn a turnover into points. However, Garrett Nagfor at least stops the run play right there to at least salvage a field goal out of the situation. Following the field goal, Peterson gets hit late as he tries to throw a post to Joe Beard, and that is interception number 2 on the day for Albert Peterson. So he's already doubled his count from his last user game in Death Valley. West Virginia's first real touchdown comes from this play right here, as Thompson will just throw a fade to the right side. Black will catch his first pass for a 28-yard touchdown right there. West Virginia tries to go for 2 in hopes to tie up 14 apiece. However, the draw play is an absolute freaking fail. With a little over 2 minutes left in the second quarter, second half, whatever you want to call it, Peterson will scramble left and throw across his body, and that's his 3rd interception on the night. Had a wide open Joe Beard and just said no. Had it wide open. I'm literally watching this back with you guys, man. Joe Beard was wide freaking open. With less than 2 minutes to go in the second quarter, Thompson throws into 3 different, yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is 3 USF Bulls on 1 receiver. Don't ask me how that happened, but hey, I'm glad to see more USF players on the ball. So they ruled the interception from the 1. So after getting out of that tight area, Albert Peterson scrambles to his left, throws up a 1v1 50-50 ball to Lionel Boyd, and unfortunately does not get the completion right there. But after stalling out the West Virginia offense and driving down the field all the way to the 23 with 6 seconds left in the half, Albert Peterson scrambles right this time, finds Joe Beard on a post pattern, and with 2 ticks left on the clock, he gets a touchdown. And Albert Peterson, with that touchdown pass, is now the all-time USF passing touchdown leader in school history. Congratulations, Albert Peterson. He's been, very inconsistent this game, at least today. But at the end of the day, he's still gunslinging for us, and that's all that matters. At at the start of the second half, you know, this is play right here is very important. Fortunately, you know, no interception that play, but Brent Reynolds injures his elbow on said play. And spoiler alert for when we play Utah, he's not going to be able to play in the Utah game when we get there. But this right here, I think, is probably the play of the game, in my opinion. Look at Albert Peterson as he's getting hit late. Throws to Jamie Whitlock. Yes, our #1 corner is playing wide receiver 5 now that Brent Reynolds is hurt. And my goodness, he looked like a wide receiver 2 at least on that catch, man. He already has an INT on the day, so getting a touchdown pass on top of that is pretty good if you ask me. But I think that the touchdown pass got to Jamie Whitlock's head just a little bit, in my opinion. He does not call fair catch here, thinking he had a lane. So he ends up fumbling while getting hit on the punt return. And West Virginia scoops it up and scores. It's now 28-19 lead for USF. And just when you think the turnovers couldn't stop, you're right. The turnovers did not stop there. That's Albert Peterson's 5th interception. And I'm here to tell you right now, it's still the 3rd quarter. And of course, Cristobal's still going to play his QB1 with a lead intact. But literally the next play, a QB draw. Fail. Absolute fail. So that's 2 fumbles for West Virginia on the day today. And I swear, this Marcus Johnson person, man, like, that's his 3rd interception out of Albert Peterson's 6 INTs on the night. Like, you can't make this stuff up, really. And following that interception, man. Jeez. Speak English! Speak English! Play action pass from Thompson to Tucker. Touchdown West Virginia. And they're starting to knock on the door all of a sudden. And with this pass right here, Albert Peterson has thrown 7. Yes, 7 interceptions on the night. And like legit, I threw this ball and was just like, yeah, you're getting benched. I'm not letting you lose this game. It's a 2-point lead. That's too many points to worry about. West Virginia, right as the quarter is about to end, 9 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Thompson throws it deep to Black once again. They enter the red zone. And as time expires, you got to get your 4s up, ladies and gentlemen. Get your 4s up. It's a 28-26 lead going into the 4th. It's 3rd and goal. West Virginia tries to run a toss play to the left. Joe Evans is there on the stop. West Virginia will end up settling for a field goal, but said field goal will give them a 1-point lead, 29-28. West Virginia, they get the first lead of the game with this field goal right here from the left hash. Kick is up, his kick is good. So Marcus Watson's first drive on the field ends up being a 3-and-out. But after the change of possession, look at Eric Petway pick the ball off and returns it all the way to pretty much the 40-yard line, if not the 40-yard line. USF trying to get this lead back from them, man. Take a look again. It's almost as if Petway ran the route for him, just like in the last episode. Marcus Watson's first completion of the game comes from this deep ball to Joe Beard. Joe Beard lining up as wide receiver 2 with Brent Reynolds out. Remember, this guy's only 5'9", and he just went up to the ladder over 2 defenders. It's in 3rd and goal now that the 2nd and goal play was a fumble, but an offensive lineman fell on football. So there's one more chance to get into the end zone. Marcus Watson got hit late as he was trying to find Lionel Boyd. So now USF kicks a field goal. It's now 31-29 USF. They get the lead back. It's 3rd and 2, ball on the 22 with a minute left in the game pretty much. But the line makes a stand. Yes, the D-line makes a stand. So Marcus Watson has a minute to win it. And look at this first throw of the drive. Joe Beard just showing you why. And with that catch, actually, he breaks Matt Willis' record of 208 yards in a game. Joe Beard gets 212 with that catch. Take a look again. Marcus Watson, scrambling left, throws it deep to Joe Beard. First down and more. Ball's on the 31. The call here is an FL screen to Carlos Pittman. Marcus Watson gets it to him. Pittman only gets 1 yard out of that completion. "30 seconds left in the 4th. Marcus Watson trying to scramble left and gets sacked instead. USF has to use another timeout. But if you convert this 3rd and 15, you're pretty much in field goal range. Marcus Watson finally can scramble left, finds Tommy Levine, who's been quiet all game. That's his first catch, and boy, was it an important one. Brings the USF Bulls to the 13. Marcus Watson will spike the ball, so now there's 18 seconds left. No touchdown is really needed for this scenario. McCall will just run up the middle. It's a gain of 1, but that will keep the clock running. And Marcus Watson is getting his guys as he spikes the ball a second time. So 7 ticks left. It's 4th and 9. Dade's got to get this field goal, man. Dade Daniels has to get this field goal to win the game pretty much. You make this, it's 34-32, but you're on the left hash. The wind's going to the left. It's right down the middle. Final play of the game. Thompson back in the gun, throws it up. It's a 1v1. He got the look that he wanted, just overthrew Black on the right side, and that is your final score right there. GG's to West Virginia, man. You know, they were capitalizing on so many turnovers from Albert Peterson, which is funny because 2 games before this, he threw 0 interceptions. And we're going to show the stats here really quickly. He threw for 7. He threw 7 of them things to the other team. So, it's signs of the times are changing, man. Like, I really had to throw in Marcus Watson to seal this one, and you know, thankfully Marcus Watson with his senior leadership was able to get the job done. That game was the number 6 greatest game of all time for this coaching carousel dynasty. Again, I like the 4 touchdowns, but the 7 INTs is just a little bit too much. But Joe Beard had a fantastic day. 7 catches, 212 yards, 2 touchdowns. You know, breaking Matt Willis' previous record of 208. Well done, I must say. Garrett Knackfor had 14 tackles in this one. My goodness. He had a phenomenal game as well, which we didn't really get to show. But yeah, these are the 3, not 3, Maurice Johnson. I probably said Marcus when recording this, but Maurice Johnson had 3 INTs on the day. 3 out of the 7 INTs went to him. So hopefully we can clean that up when we play Utah. I'll see you guys back in Tampa, man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa, home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and also the home of your USF Bulls. Utah wins their coin toss, but they decide to get ball first in this one. No big deal, no big deal. Maybe it was a big deal, you know, because you guys already know the drill by now. If I show you a kickoff, more often than not, it's going back to the crib, and we're starting off this game with a 7-0 handicap, it seems. So it's going to be an uphill battle for Cristobal and the Bulls today, it seems. So the first offensive possessions for both teams stall out here, but USF gets the ball back here and right here on a 2nd and 12, it's a bubble screen to Tommy Levine, and he's been doing this pretty well last season as well. So this isn't the first time you've seen Tommy Levine, you know, score on a bubble screen before. That's just like that, USF ties this ball game 7 apiece. After a 3-and-out by Utah, it's a play-action pass. Albert Peterson going all the way up to the 6'4" Carlos Pittman. He's gonna fall forward. That is a touchdown. That's 2 touchdown passes now for Albert Peterson. Look at this again. Albert Peterson staying in the pocket for once and just letting it fly, because why not? And when you have a target like Carlos Peterson at 6'4", you gotta try. First play of the following possession, Utah in the gun, halfback on the left side of Birch. Birch throws it up, and Jamie Whitlock is there for the interception. I swear, some days Jamie Whitlock gets burnt pretty bad, but not on this play. Not on this play. Jamie Whitlock playing to his 88 overall, man. Red shirt senior. He's come a long way. I had to take the trash out, so that's why it's a 1st and 15, not a 1st and 10 here. Peterson throwing across his body as he scrambles left. It's almost always never a good idea to do that, and this is what happens. You get a pick. Hopefully it's the first and last one, or at least that's what I thought. Ball is on the 28-yard line, so Utah's actually going to go ahead and go for it on 4th instead of trying the long field goal. But they end up getting sacked by Kevin Medlock instead. So it's a turnover on downs. On the following possession, it's a 2nd and 6, and look at Albert Peterson find Carlos Pittman once again on a fly route. It wasn't even a wheel this time, it was just a straight go. And, you know, with his size, he's going to win the jump ball, probably 60-40. Now this play is just all me here. I am not blaming Albert Peterson at all on this play right here, because I think that Joe Beard would just run down more closer to the corner, and thankfully with Albert Peterson's 87 speed, he caught up to this, I think it was like a dime corner, maybe a free safety, no, or maybe a strong safety, but that was just not, I just should have thrown that away. In all honesty, I should have just thrown it away and just kicked the field goal, to be honest with you. But oddly enough, on the very next play, they're in the gun again, Utah is. 30 seconds left. It's Jamie Whitlock again. Jamie Whitlock with 2 picks in the first quarter. You love to see it. First play of the second quarter is not a pretty one. Not a pretty one. And this is where I can actually blame Albert Peterson here. He underthrew this ball. He underthrew this ball. So the free safety Gandy has 2 INTs on freaking Albert Peterson. Is he going to have a third like Maurice Johnson? I don't know. I really don't know. 4:20 left in this first half. Shout out 4:20. Peterson in an I formation. He finds Elgin Watkins with the acrobatic catch on top of it. That's a USF touchdown. Elgin Watkins letting USF faithful know, hey, I'm here. I know I'm a freshman, but I'm here. I'm here. 33-yard touchdown pass on a streak. It is now 21-7. Yeah, 21-7. Utah rebuttals back on the following possession with a touchdown of their own. Throws to the flat. It's Gibbons on the right sideline. He'll dive in, cross the goal line. It's 21-14 USF. So Cristobal takes an interesting gamble here. He must be really confident with how the defense has been playing up to this point. It's a 4th and 2, but not even they're not even across the freaking they were not even across midfield. And not only they get a turnover on downs. And you know how NCAA gonna be, bruh. Of course the CPU gonna score off of the turnover. This wasn't even designed to be a hitch comeback thing or whatever. But Birch made it look like that. And this play right here made me turn to Marcus Watson in the second half. It's also the second time where I've, shown the comebacks play. This is the second time today where Joe Beard doesn't come back like I want to, but yet I still try to force it in there. So it might have been my fault. It might have been Albert Peterson's fault. We may never know. But what we do know is we're not going to see Albert Peterson after that throw. Even though it's a 3rd and 9, there's only 4 ticks left in the first half. So on the right hash, ball on the 22-yard line, Utah's going to line up for a 39-yard field goal. Kick is up. Kick is actually right down the middle. So going into the second half, Utah is up 24-21, but USF will get the ball back at least. As always, I gotta show the Marcus Watson first completion pass, man. Because I swear, every time Marcus Watson finally does complete a pass, it's just an absolute magnifique of a laser, bro. We'll just throw it up to Tommy Levine on a wheel route because why not? And Tommy Levine will just come down with it. Brent Reynolds is out. This would normally be Carlos Pittman's spot, but Tommy Levine stepping up to the plate. You think that first pass was fired? Look at Marcus Watson scramble left for his second completion. Finds Carlos Pittman crossing down the middle of the field from the right to the left in the red zone and then some. Look at him call for that ball, and Marcus Watson says, "Say less, man." Unfortunately, however, USF will only be able to come up with 3 here, as on 3rd and goal, Marcus Watson thinks that he might make an Albert Peterson kind of mistake with McCall, but again, you want as many points as you can to set yourself in a better position to come back, worst case scenario. But with this field goal, Dave Daniels has tied this ball game up 24 apiece. A little over 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. It's a 3rd and goal from the 1. Cristobal says, you know what? Enough messing around here. We're going to give it to the fullback, pinch the line, touchdown Taylor Brown. So that is now a 31-24 lead for the USF Bulls. Less than a minute to go. It's 2nd and 9, ball on the 40-yard line, man. It's unfortunate to let y'all know about this. Yeah, Marcus Watson is human, and even he throws interceptions as well. So, that happens. In the beginning of the fourth quarter, Cristobal decides to go for it on fourth. But it's Marcus Watson as quarterback instead of Albert Peterson. So maybe an interception won't be the outcome this time. Instead, it's just a raw incompletion, which honestly could have been an interception. But in typical NCAA fashion, for some odd reason, this happened the very next play. It's Charlie Johnson on this interception. This is a guy that had to wait in line I wouldn't say wait in line is the right words for it. He's been, in the bottom of the pile, and now he's like our dime corner. But, when I call dime, I expect you to lock up as well, and Charlie Johnson did just that. Little over 5 minutes in the fourth quarter. USF in the red zone, but Marcus Watson's in the backfield. But it really doesn't matter, as Marcus Watson says, you know what, I can do this thing myself with my legs. Touchdown, USF. But the following possession, it's a 2nd and 10. Birch just throws it to Gibson. Gibson breaks a tackle. He'll be high-stepping down the sideline. Tom Moe cannot get up to him. You hate to see it, folks. You really hate to see it, man. 38-31. Less than 4 minutes to go. Marcus Watson finds Joe Beard in the slot. Joe Beard is going to turn around and score! It's a 60-yard pass from Marcus Watson to Joe Beard. You thought that Joe Beard wasn't going to do anything after the performance he put up against West Virginia. Boy, were you wrong. Heck, even I was surprised a little bit as well. Touchdown USF. And that's now 45-31 now. With less than 3 minutes to go, Birch throws it away. It's Andrew Powers. Yes, the backup free safety gets an INT here. So some backup corners and safeties getting some highlights here. However, it's 2nd and 6. Right hash. Marcus Watson trying to scramble left, but he fumbles the ball. And it's picked up by the Utah Utes defense. A Utah Utes defense that single-handedly carried them to a national championship 2 seasons ago. And legit, the play after the fumble recovery is this play right here. It's shotgun, but the halfback's on the right side this time, and look at the 2 hurdles into the end zone here. Birch got the ball out very, very quickly, and it looks like the tight end Oliver did the rest. Yeah, touchdown Utah. After a few, I think it was like 2 or 3 first downs later, the Utah uses, obviously a couple timeouts, so there's literally a minute left in this game, but Utah forces the fumble, and they pick up said fumble again. So Marcus Watson, while he may not have thrown INTs, he's fumbled twice in this game in very, very crucial spots, I might add. But it's 3rd and 10. Empty backfield. It's just Birch by himself. It's Andrew Powers again. It's Andrew freaking Powers with his 2nd INT. And that will be your ball game. For real. USF 45, Utah 38. We put Albert Peterson back in the game to take 2 knees. This is the 2nd of the 2 kneel downs right there. my goodness. 2 nail biters. You know, it was expected. Fun fact, Utah became number 5 in the nation after we beat West Virginia. So we took down 2 number 5 teams back-to-back weeks. One on the road and one here at home in Tampa. So I'm very proud of, you know, how USF, you know, has, you know, grown from, you know, from just a lonely 2-10 when we took over this job, when Crystal Ball took over this job, to now defeating, you know, top teams in the nation. As ESPN says, it's only the number 7, you know, instant classic for the dynasty. Again, it sucks having to put in Marcus Watson, but after this 3 touchdown, 5 interception performance, Albert Peterson has a touchdown to INT ratio of 0. He has the same amount of touchdowns as he has INTs. Hopefully, his efficiency will, you know, get back up to speed, you know, the rest of the season when, you know, we play Rutgers and Syracuse and all those other Big East teams to finish out the season. Carlos Pittman had a field day today. He ended up walking away with Player of the Game honors. As promised, man, like, you know, moving forward, like, we're just going to, you know, get the recruiting out the way next episode, which is why normally I would show recruiting after I reveal stats, but that's not going to happen. So, it's me, your boy, the Rebel. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace!